Hey folks, welcome to Guitar Daily. It's Nick Granville coming to you from Wellington, New Zealand. So today I thought I'd talk about triads. Triads are an interesting thing. I think triads are a really great sound that more people should use. To me, it's like triads is like a study of the fundamental. And the stronger you know the fundamental, the better you're going to be. So here's a little bit of a triad workout. Let's call it that. I like this idea of kind of taking a subject and kind of going deep with it. So here's an idea. Let's take a C major triad. C, E, G. That's as simple as it gets, right? Let's turn that into a minor. We go C, E flat, G. Right now I have a minor triad. So major triad, minor triad, right? Then we can have a sus4 triad. 1, 4, 5. So C, F, G, right? And we can have a sus2 triad, right? Then we can have a diminished triad. 1, flat 3, flat 5, right? And we can have an augmented triad. Right, so we have major, minor, sus4, sus2, diminished, augmented. Right, do the same thing, but move up to the next voicing along. So we'd have E, G, C. So this is first inversion. And do the same set, right? So major, and then we flatten the third, which in this case is E goes down to E flat, right? So there's your major, there's your minor, sus4, sus2, diminished, and augmented. Alright, obviously we'd move up to the second inversion. Major, minor, sus4, sus2, what was next? Diminished, and augmented. Alright, and you can do that with any triad that you know on the neck. Major, minor, sus4, sus2. I'll hold that like that so you can see it better. Diminished, augmented. Right? And that's a really good way to kind of work through them and try every possible place of playing them. Obviously you would have C here, but then first inversion, second inversion, and then back to the root inversion again. Root meaning root note on the bottom, right? But we can also do this one here, which is second inversion but on the next set of strings. So we have G, C, E, and then of course, and last. Of course, there will be other ones in amongst that as well, because you can have stuff up the octave and all that kind of stuff as well. But those are worth doing, right? And then one of the key things with anything is like, how are you going to use it? I find like with triads, it's a really good idea to try and see, can I take these through a chord progression? So let's do something really simple, like a 1 to a 4 chord. Something that happens a lot in a lot of music. First 2 chords in a blues, right? So many pop songs go 1 chord up to the 4 chord. So let's go with that, right? So let's take just a G triad, right? And then we could go up to a C triad. How are we going to connect those? Well, we could go G, and then we could go G, first inversion. Now we've got a much nicer way of going from G up to C, because there are times you want to move around like that, right? And maybe we want to go back down and we want to figure out a way to do that. Maybe we'll go C, and then go C, the inversion before. Alright, so sounds a little cooler, right? And there's so many different things we can do like that. Let's take another example. Say we have the G and we want to play a bunch of passing chords to get us up to that C. Right, maybe we'll go G, A minor, B minor, C. It's kind of cool. That got us up to the C chord in a nice kind of way. Let's do that with the next inversion. So we'd have B, D, G, right, which is first inversion. It's got the third on the bottom. And then A minor, and then B minor to get us to C. And of course we can do it the other way around. All right. Try that with any position you know this. Cool sound. An interesting thing, I remember recently playing the song, sometimes, what's it called? Lean on Me. It's funny, isn't it? I can hear the lyrics of the songs, but it's not until I get to the chorus in my mind do I know what it's called. So Lean On Me, right? I'd always known that song like it's like a keyboard kind of thing, but we played it for the Sports Awards recently, and the guitar part was written out by Daniel Hales, the arranger, and he wrote... Right? Which is kind of a cool triad thing, isn't it? First chord, C with the E in the bass. Or we could also look at that as being the first inversion of C, because this would be our root inversion. Better fingering. Will be our next one, right? And the next chord is D minor, first inversion. So they're all first inversions. C, D minor, E minor, F. And then down. All first inversion triads. And then this one is the only one that's different, where it goes to a G, that second inversion, back to third. Or you could go and play something else on the end. Because the thing with all the stuff is if you're playing triads, doesn't mean you have to exclusively play triads, right? You could play triads and then you could go on to do the next thing and sort of blend. Like, to me, music is all a blend of stuff. So I do this stuff quite a bit. And sometimes I'll do it in a way like where, say I have a G13 chord and I want to get to a C13. Maybe I'll go G and then I'll go G over B. Now, in the context of a jazz tune, that's kind of a little bit bland because it's you know, there's no colour and it's just triad. But it works because you got the third in the bass. See? Right. Right. Pretty cool. So you can do stuff like that. Also, I've got a 13th chord followed by a triad, followed by another 13th chord. So I use triads in a way where I kind of put them in with everything. You know, I don't just, when I practice this stuff, I might practice triads on their own, but then I put them into music and I put, it's like, imagine it like a gumbo, where it's all this stuff just all being thrown in together. I hope this has been useful. If it has, please subscribe and please like this video. All that stuff helps. Thank you to everybody who commented yesterday on my video, where I was kind of discussing how negative things can be and the whole social media thing and all that sort of, you know, negativity that happens in social media. It wasn't just about me, so thank you everyone for the kind words. It wasn't really kind of coming from that point. It was more of it saying that, like I've seen it on other people's channels, you know. And sometimes I kind of chime in there. If I see someone saying some bullshit, I'll be like, come on man, pull your head in or whatever. I don't say that, but I, you know, try and put it in a nice positive way to just say, hey, do you really mean this? Yeah, but anyway, thank you for the kind comments. I wasn't reaching out for for that, but I appreciate it coming from you all the same. Yeah, thanks so much. See you tomorrow. Cheers.